ATA Carnets. Oh my giddy aunt, what a killjoy. As a consequence of Brexit, you see, since the United Kingdom is now a third country. Well, an ATA Carnet, it's the Admission Temporaire admission. It basically allows you to temporarily export equipment into the EU. And it is a nightmare. And it's also preventing lots of clubs and what have you from being able to go about their business. And individuals as well. It's too costly, you see. And it's not just the cost of the ATA Carnet, which is £300 plus VAT. It's not just that, it's all the aggravation that goes along with it. And the worry as well. Well, once you've got your ATA Carnet, you also have to get yourself it stamped 4 times as well. Oh my God, you need to get it stamped when you leave the UK. You need to get it stamped when you enter the EU. You need to get it stamped when you leave the EU. And then you need to get it stamped again when you, get back into the UK. But before you do all that, you need to get it stamped, the H box on the left-hand corner of the form. Otherwise, you haven't activated it. No, it's not valid. Well, you need to get yourself a manifest as well. Yeah, you get a manifest for all the equipment that you want to take over. Now, if it's one item, maybe it's, I don't know, it's a cello in a box, I don't know. Argument's sake, it's a cello. But that cello happens to be, bespoke. It was handmade. Or it's very old or something like that. It has no serial numbers on it. They want serial numbers of everything that is on the manifest. They want the weight of it, they want the value of it, and what have you. And there's no fool in that one. No, you can make up any old number if you like, but, they ain't going to have any of it. Let's say, for instance, it is something that's vintage. You're going to need to have evidence. You need to get it valued. This is just all additional costs and layers of bureaucracy. It's an absolute nightmare. But let's say, for instance, you are a club and you have, you're a kayaking club or something. You've got loads of canoes on a trailer. Obviously, the trailer itself must be legal. No homemade trailers allowed. No. You need to get yourself a proper trailer. Yeah. And also, they all have to be added onto your manifest as well. Probably including the trailer as well, actually, to be fair. Now, to do this, let's say you need to get your manifest. So everything has to be itemised. It has to be weighed. It has to be valued. And it has to be backed up. Maybe you've got bills for everything and stuff like that. But most people check the flipping bills, don't they? Sometimes they inherit stuff. If you're a band, what have you might have your father's guitar. I know, argument's sake. It's a pain in the neck. But you've got to dot the I's and cross the T's. Otherwise, you'll get caught out. Won't be valid. They won't be happy with it. No. And you'll get charged. No. The other thing about this manifest, once you've made your manifest at the time of applying for your ATA Carnet, well, you can't change it afterwards. Oh, I forgot something. Oh, what, take this instead, you can't change it. No, I forgot about that. Oh, sorry. Or I've decided I'm going to take another guitar because I just smashed this one over an amp or something at a gig. I don't know. I'm going to take another one now. No, you can't do that. You have to take the original one that's broken in two. The whole thing's a mess. I'll tell you exactly, that a mess. I think you're going to need to get yourself as a letterheaded paper as well if you're a club. So it's got to be, that's got to be signed and what have you by the people doing the, transporting. Oh, it's an absolute nightmare. And then you've got territories, you see. Let's say, for instance, you're not just entering the EU. I know, I want to go to another country that happens to be outside of the economic area. You need to get stamped again. So I shouldn't laugh, but we've done this to ourselves. It's just such madness. That's Brexit for you see. End of the transition period, this actually came in, but people are getting caught out by it now and they're feeling the pinch. It's blocking people doing from what they want to do. If you're a club, for instance, well, okay, you're not going to work. You can go perform or you go race or something like that. It's not actually work, unless it is your job. Well, then you're going to need to get yourself a work permit as well. Blimey. Yeah, just like the bands do. Any bands that travel to the EU now have to have a work permit because they'll be gigging and obviously there might be a bit of money exchange. If you've got any, memorabilia or T-shirts and CDs and stuff, you've got value all that stuff as well. It's all got to be on your manifest. All right. So what you've got to do now is, you see, you've got all the stuff in order and you're kind of all tickety-boo. And you have to think to yourself, what do I do now? Oh, okay, I'll tick no boxes as I go. What did Marcus say? Oh, I'll tell you what it says. You need to pay your fee, obviously, which is £300 plus VAT. But also, you need to, well, pay the bond. Yeah, the guarantee premium bond. And that depends, obviously, on the equipment values and stuff like that. It's on the percentage of, which is, I can remember right, I think it's around 40-odd%. You can pay for an insurance policy, but you don't get that back. The bond, basically, if you take the stuff out of the EU, you've done your trip, you've done your tour, or what have you, or you've done your race, I don't know, whatever it might be, or maybe in a coracle, I don't know, or a bit sculling, I don't know, whatever it might be. And you've returned it to the UK, and at the point that when you're returning, you'll get your money back. You're about to get your money back. So it's a guarantee, basically, that you are going to return it. Otherwise, you just import it into the EU, aren't you? And it'd be subjected to the VAT that's payable. And if there is any duties on those goods. And don't forget, you also got the rules of origin in that as well. If the items you're transporting from point A to point B, which probably are made in China or somewhere like that, not in the EU or in the UK, well then you're going to be subject to tariffs. You will have to pay duties on them as well. And that's what the bond is for. It's to protect the EU, to make, if you abscond, they've still got the money, haven't they? You see, and you'll lose it. So you'll only get the money back for the items for which you return. Now, memorabilia, you can say, if you're a band and what have you, you've got your T-shirts and, I don't know, bits of skin and stuff that you've, I don't know, whatever it might be. If you wouldn't do that, would you? No, that'd be a bit weird. They don't do that either. Yeah. Some people like that sort of stuff, like bits of hair and that, don't they? But anyway, yeah. Or bathwater, they sell on eBay. Or famous people. A bit weird. And was it Gwyneth Paltrow? Was it? She's selling candles. The scent of her vagina. That's bizarre, I know, but people love it, I might get myself one. No, maybe not. Anyway, so you got to get your bond, you paid your fees, what have you got your manifest all sorted out. Now you come up to your border and you got to do all your tickety-boo type stuff. Now you got your stamp and done. Now, there's got a whole load of counterfoils. You've got the yellow counterfoil, that is for UK customs. And then you've got anything that's white, like counterfoils and bits and pieces of your stamp, bits of paperwork, that is for the EU. But you've also got a blue one. Oh, a blue one, that sounds saucy. Now, a blue counterfoil, which happens to be is if you transit the EU. So you transit in France and what have you, end up in, into, France, wherever, and you end up in another country. Happens to be outside the economic area. That's where your blue transit papers all come in. So you've done your gig, you've done your bits, pieces, and you're going to return now back to the UK. You've got your stamps all done. Remember, everything has to be done. Otherwise, you're not getting your money back. No. You paid all this money out, and you want it back. Generally. Now, the other problem is theft. So make sure everything you've got is actually is insured. Now, if you don't insure it, you've got a problem. All right? Because otherwise, because that item, if it's been stolen in the EU, you're not going to get it back again, are you? So, no, you'll get your money back because you're not returning it to the UK. So that's a problem. Now, you might get away with it with things like if you get yourself a crime number or something like that in the country where it's stolen from. Maybe you'll get away with it that way. I don't know. We've got no presidents yet. No, we haven't. So, it's just one of the things we have to deal with. That's just a consequence of Brexit. So now you've got to deal with that. You've got to have to deal with the ATA Carnets, and you're just going to have to do them. And it's going to cause a huge amount of problems. It really is. So that's your temporary import-export certificate, basically. Yeah. Pain in the flipping derriere, that it is. Now, I'm going to do another video later about when you're actually moving goods into the EU. It's really complicated, though, so I need to get clear in my head. I pretty much got it there, but I need to get clear in my head. So that'll be another video. But moving goods from the UK into the EU. Oh, my giddy aunt. One thing is you're going to need to get yourself a movement, goods movement licence. It ain't easy. A friend has done one. Oh, my God. He failed twice. Anyway, it's time for me to go, and my little old Wally dog has come here to tell me something. Yeah, because Mummy said, Daddy, not Daddy, go and tell Daddy he needs to get myself sorted out. Because we're going out, and we never usually go out, do we? Been invited around for a meal, we have. So I say to Ty, you know. So anyway, that's the ATA Carnets, and I'll be doing some more videos like this as well. Informative videos. Maybe it helps somebody, and that's what I want to try and get out of this channel. You know, I'm going to sort of move away a little bit from the ranty older, I hate Brexit videos, because I do. I just went right in my mouth. Yeah, that was a green one. It's that time of night, I suppose. Anyway, ta-ta. And have a lovely day. And if you want to support the channel, you can Patreon, the buyer's coffee, and the links are down below. But please, just poop the old like button, because it helps the channel, you know. Ta-ta. And let me know if you got to the end.